Warning! Playing today's exercise for the very first time may result in the urge to cut your fretting hand off. But please don't do it, you will probably need it on your guitar journey. Today I want to show you the most powerful, slightly difficult exercise for amazing fretting hand technique. We looked at a lot of shredding and picking workouts on the channel, and as you know, I'm all about tweaking my own picking technique constantly. But without proper fretting hand technique, it will be impossible for your fingers to keep up. So as soon as things get a bit faster, your fretting hand plays an equally important role in reaching your goals. And one of my biggest mistakes was playing like that in the past. So this excessive movement of my fingers and the lack of control over my pinky finger got me very messy results. And trust me, you want to get rid of these problems as soon as possible, or it will take years to correct these bad technique habits. The exercise I want to show you right now is divided into 3 levels. I can't wait to show you the final boss. You will love and hate it at the same time. But here's a quick mission statement before we start. You will work on finger independence. Often when you use individual fingers like your ring finger or your pinky finger, you feel like they are somehow connected and you can't control them individually. You will also work on economy of motion. That means you actively work on reducing the size of your motions with your fretting hand and with your fingers. That will obviously make it so much easier for you to play fast and effortless. And most importantly, you will finally gain full control over your pinky finger and it will stop bending away from the fretboard like that. So all of these benefits make this one of the most efficient workouts we ever looked at on this channel, I think. But that actually looks kind of easy. That's what you're thinking, right? I dare you to try it right now. Just grab a guitar if you have one by your side. For almost all players, it feels completely impossible to keep the pinky close to the fretboard while playing this harmonic minor shape for the very first time. So when you try this for the first time, it will probably look something like that. So your pinky and maybe also your other fingers really want to bend away, and it feels like they are connected somehow and you can't control them individually. And this kind of excessive movement is exactly what you want to avoid with this workout. So you will train your fingers to stick as close to the fretboard as possible with this. Not only will this greatly help with your economy of motion, you will also be able to feel each finger individually when you practice this for a while, so they don't feel connected and glued together anymore. So once again, here's what you don't want. This is how it should look like when you're working on this. So although you don't need your pinky finger for a while, you just need it for the second note and then it just hovers over the strings. You don't want it to bend away like that. It should remain as close to the fretboard as possible. This is not really about playing it as fast as possible, but still, let's do a faster take. It's really tough to stay relaxed and to keep the movement small, since your instinct is to always increase the size of your motions as soon as you push for higher tempos. But please try to resist it. You will get much better and cleaner results with your playing if you train to stay relaxed. So let's work on level 2 right now. You will play the exact shape from before, but now you're playing it up and down, so you get a continuous cycling pattern out of it. And this is much harder because, as you can hear, I want to avoid overlapping notes when I'm playing this. And once again, your pinky really wants to bend away when you're playing this shape ascending, because you only need it right here when you move back down. So this is how level 2 sounds like to a backing track and metronome. Please also make sure to practice this to a metronome or backing track as well to work on your timing. Okay, so as you could see, aside from keeping the continuous alternate picking pattern going for this exercise, to keeping that down and up motion going, it's really hard to keep your fingers in place, especially as you speed it up, because you're now ascending and then descending a shape, and that's when your fingers really want to bend away constantly. much harder than it actually looks. Here's a faster example to the metronome and backing track I made for this workout. There's one more thing that actually helps even more with developing your fretting hand technique and guitar technique in general. You guessed it, subscribing to this channel right now. Okay, now here's the final boss. To make this all more practical and less like a mechanical exercise, you will add a very short scale phrase to introduce the use of your new economic technique to your actual practical playing. So this is the last suggested practice step before you move to playing like this with your actual music. Because obviously the goal is not just playing those exercises in a perfect and economic way, you also want to use your new and awesome economic finger technique whenever you have to play technically challenging material from now on. So not just with those 3 workouts we looked at today. The last level and final boss is in 3/4 to make it a bit more interesting. Here's what this one looks like. So the reason why this is the final boss is because of that small scale phrase I added on the B string. Seems quite harmless. But as you will see as you attempt this for the first time, you need your pinky on the A string now and then on the B string as well, and it's really tricky not to jump like this back and forth. That's what you want to avoid. So as you see, I have to lift it to get from the A string to the B string, but I want to avoid jumping back and forth like this, since this is a lot of extra movement and it also causes your wrist to move a bit. And all of this makes it very hard to play fast because it's a lot of excessive movement. So my finger has to jump a bit, but I really focus hard on not creating excessive movements like that. Let's see what happens when we speed this up and if I can keep my pinky as close to the fretboard as possible with this exercise. So it's also quite challenging for me to stay relaxed and to keep my fingers as close to the fretboard as possible when I speed this up. And I know it's frustrating at first, but I started to love workouts like this. It's one of those special exercises that makes you feel a significant difference right after doing it for the very first time. You can feel that this will help you out a lot with your technique, but at the same time you also don't really get instant results and gratification. It definitely takes a while until you get full control over your fingers that way. To get the fastest and best results with this, I highly recommend working on this daily together with me from now on. As always, I recorded some awesome video play-along workouts just for you on patreon.com/BERNTH. These timed exercise sessions are perfect for keeping track, since you can just press play whenever you want to work on this and we practice together for a couple of minutes. So you have instant visual feedback and can mimic what you see on screen to make much faster progress with your technique. We also have a really exciting 30-day legato course coming up on Patreon, so it's the perfect time to join right now and to work on some fretting hand gains before we tackle this next technique adventure together. But before you go to practice this together with me on Patreon, I have another random German word for you. Komponist. That means composer, maybe you guessed it already. As always, make sure to comment this one below to confuse everybody who didn't watch this video until the end. What is a componist? I'm very confused. And in the end, make sure to subscribe in case you're still not a real part of our guitar community here on YouTube. Leave a like in case you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in the next one. I'm really looking forward to that. See you soon and have fun practicing. Bye bye. Close to the fretboard, stick as close to the fretboard as possible. It should remain as close to the fretboard as possible. And if I can keep my pinky as close to the fretboard as possible with this exercise. And to keep my fingers as close to the fretboard as possible when I speed this up.